This is Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh,
good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because it said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said no. And then it said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said no, but I did.
Wait, who said? It's called peer pressure.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show.
Hello, Green Bay Packer fans. How the heck are we feeling today? Welcome to your Super Bowl, gang. It is happening literally as we speak. Welcome into Lombardi's Bar. I am your bartender, Dan Connick. Thank you so much for joining us. We are the show that starts the initial hashtag Fire Jeff Hafley. Don't worry about it. In a couple of years from now, when people are like, who was the first one? Who was the first one to say that Jeff Hafley needed to go? It was us. True North Packer fan. He knows what's up in the chat. Welcome, everybody. We've got a lot to talk about today, obviously Packers related, but it is our last show of the season. Last show of the season, which means we're going to look back on the amazing season that was the 2023-2024 Green Bay Packers and also revealed the winners of our 2024 Lombardi Awards for this season. To do that, I'm going to need these two guys in here one more time. It's Jimmy Christensen and Todd Varney.
What up?
Jimmy?
Yeah.
How's your balls?
My balls are good. They're resting. Got the old snippety snip, but they're surviving, dude. I'm not going to lie. They hurt. I'll be honest with you. They don't feel great. And this chair's not helping.
I like that Jimmy somehow thinks that him getting a vasectomy is going to stop me from knocking up his wife again.
I was like, hey, maybe if I cut mine, his will just kind of be like, hey, I'll stop.
Yeah, no.
Osmosis.
I don't think that's how it works, but we'll find out.
Children.
We'll find out.
I don't know, man. That's what I told the kids. I was like, hey, if someone gets a vasectomy, you're good.
Please tell me you didn't run sex education.
Yeah, no.
Not officially, but he was saying some questionable stuff in the hallway.
Fuck off, dude. No, I would just turn on
Mr. Christensen.
sex ed from Netflix. Like, guys, watch this. It'll tell you everything you
Where
need.
do babies come from?
I hate you guys.
Yeah,
So
he's big science guy.
big science guy.
And
Unlike
Corey
Dan,
K,
Dan never trusts the science.
I trust my own science. Corey K, that's what I said. NCAA tournament. Wait for March Madness to get your boys taken care of. We're literally like a month away from it.
One thing I will tell you about Jimmy, not a big college basketball guy.
No.
Neither I don't watch a second of college basketball until it gets to March Madness, and then I am obsessed. I will watch every game.
Jimmy might turn it on for noise in the background.
You know me so well.
Don't you gamble?
Do I gamble? I don't know if you know this, Dan. I have a very addictive personality, and there's some things that I got to stay away from, and gambling's one of them because my kids will not go to college. I will not have a house. I know myself too well.
Or they'll go to college for free if you do it well enough.
And I'm convinced, and I'm going to take out a loan tomorrow. I'm going to get a VPN. I'm using FanDuel. We're good.
Yeah, True North. This is finally the sex ed show that we've all been waiting for. The sex ed episode of Lombardi's Bar.
Who cares? We're defensive coordinator, guys. We're going to talk about.
Okay. Let's dive into that. Let's dive into everything about this defensive coordinator hire. First off, thanks a fucking lot, Green Bay Packers, because I was literally a half hour into recording a Pack a Day podcast episode about a different potential defensive coordinator when this news dropped, which made my 40 minutes of audio completely worthless. So Thank you for that. But
I mean, it probably wasn't going to be that good, anyways.
I thought we had great chemistry.
Who were you? Said you were with Monty.
I'm with Monty and Camille.
Okay, that would have been a decent episode.
We were, it was our first gig together. We were feeling each other out. It was great, and I thought it was awesome.
How uncomfortable were you?
What's up, Tom?
Being on a podcast,
your best friend,
second best friend, but it doesn't matter. It's not my space. You don't need to rank them. I lost my question. Thanks a lot, Tom. You really flustered me now. It was gonna be a good one. What would have preferred though? Like this, where you just got done recording and you're like, well, that was a fucking waste of time. Or in the morning, your episode goes out and at like 7 a.m. they announce it.
Well, okay. So this episode was supposed to come out Friday.
That's your own fault then. Don't record shit 2 days ahead of time.
I mean, I know we were playing with fire. We got burned. Just a little common courtesy. Like, how about announce it when Andrew Mertig is dropping sources? Like that's when I wanted it to come.
Okay, fair enough. That works.
All right, but Jeff Havlick, he's the new defensive coordinator. We already want him fired. What do we think about it? It came out of fucking nowhere.
I'm surprised you already want him fired, Dan, with his Ohio State ties. I thought for sure you would just be covered in it by now.
Oh, yeah, but he was co-defensive coordinator.
They were good that year.
Somewhere.
They were great that year. They should have won a national championship that year.
I don't know. With this, I don't know much about it. Just like college basketball, I don't fucking watch college football. The Packers hired him. I'm Team Jeff. We'll find out. Anyone that says anything different, you don't know shit about fuck. So like that's the thing is we don't know.
Right. What I do like is that he's shown proven success in college football at a coordinator level and a head coach level. And in the NFL, everywhere he's gone, he's received rave reviews as the defensive backs coordinator.
And so, like, who were the top candidates right now? It was D-back and linebacker coaches, right? So instead, you got a guy who was a really good defensive backs coach and then went to college and was a D coordinator and then got head coaching experience running an entire college program. So, like, had he stayed in the NFL, this would have probably been a more heard of hire because everybody would have been like, well, here's a really good D-backs coach. Go talk to him. So, yeah.
Or if his head coaching experience in college had not been Boston College.
Yeah, that's tough.
Which he did. He's apparently done a fairly decent job turning around a crap program like Boston College. But yeah, if he was at Jesus Christ, I think literally 70. Like if you went to 70 other
Jesus Christ, our defense would be.
Do you think Jesus Christ would run press man?
I don't know, but he better not hire Judas as a position coach.
It was a bad joke, Jimmy. I'm going to let you take that back if you want.
No, I already ran with it.
Okay.
I can't do it. Sometimes you just throw it out there.
Well, no, I think you bring up a good point because, like, it's literally, we were just talking about this on the Pack a Day episode. We were talking about Zach Orr, linebackers coach for the Ravens, who's young, has no defensive coordinating experience. And we made the point is like, do they want to have someone in there who's completely new, has never ran a full side of the defense by themselves before, and potentially have Matt have to do what he did with Joe Barry, where he gets more involved in the defense, abandons a bit more of the offense to Adam Stenavich. And this way here, you have a guy who's done both jobs, defensive coordinator, head coach, knows exactly what somebody's going to want, and is going to be able to theoretically take care of his side of the ball and let Matt take care of the offense.
Yeah, and that goes with what I was saying about Brandon Staley too, or somebody that had head coaching experience that lets Matt just they know what that job entails as a head coach and can say, let me take all of this off your plate. So hopefully that's what we see here.
That's right.
Do you think
everyone in the chat talking about Ohio State, he was there for 1 year. He was co-defensive coordinator. that defense was absolutely stacked. It was an amazing defense. He was a huge part of it, but he wasn't there for very long. He was there for 1 year. So chill the beans, gang. I like that he has a Ohio State connection, but
Dan's really running with this Fire Halfley thing, already distancing himself from him.
Yeah, he's like, what gonna do with it? Do you think though that because Barry obviously was not LaFleur's first choice when he got hired, how much do you think Mike McDonald getting hired in Seattle like had a play in Jeff getting hired now? Like, do you really think we'll never know, obviously, but I guess that's what I'm curious on is like, was this really his first choice, or McDonald getting hired, taking Zach or somebody else over to Seattle with them, putting them as DC, Ravens promoting one of them, and then we're like, well, option fucking 3, I guess.
Well, it might not be that he was option 3. They might have just been waiting to kind of see how things felt. You know, like guys might have been saying like, I'm not going to make a choice until I see where McDonald goes. So until that happens, I'm going to stay put. And they might have said, okay, well, then we're just going to wait and see how this shakes out and go from there.
Yeah. No, I think that's It's gonna be real interesting to watch the press conference tomorrow with Gutekunst and have him explain this process a little bit because we had the report. I hope somebody brings up the reports that came out. Was it Saturday about Parker, where it made it sound like he was guaranteed, and people were running with it, and he was kind of. I think knee-jerk reaction, it's not a knee-jerk reaction, but I think it was more of a contingency plan of, we want to see what happens with Mike McDonald, figure out what happens after that. And then he's a guy that, that apparently has a lot of connections to the rest of the staff, including Matt LaFleur. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, let's jump into the rest of the show here. Let's jump into our normal buy around, pay the tab. Jimmy, who would you like to buy around for today?
I'm going with draft people. Yep, I'm glad that's what I went with because I was second guessing for a second. They drive me fucking nuts. I need to start with that because they are so adamant.
Who are draft people?
Just people who are the people that tweet and say that this person is the guy. He's one of my guys. He's this rounder. You don't know. Shut up. You don't know. I respect you guys, but you drive me fucking nuts. So I'm going to buy you a drink. I'm going to drink heavily.
You, but I hate you.
Because you can dislike people, but respect them. I respect your passion, but just a friendly reminder, we don't know anything about anything. It's all crapshoot. Hopefully we hit again like Goody did last year. I'll buy you guys around because I'll probably talk shit about you for the next couple months. This is my sorry up front.
Real quick before we go into I think Joe actually brought up a good point there in the chat. The Jimmy part is great.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
But about the fact that they probably had to wait until the Ravens were out of the playoffs to interview any of those coaches, and maybe they didn't like what they said, and it just didn't turn out. And so you go, okay, this is our guy now. That's a good point, Joe. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, Jimmy, to go with that, I remember getting really into the 2020 draft, and that was the first draft that I really dove in on.
I did too, actually. I think that was mine.
And then I think so. My test article that I wrote for Game On Wisconsin was a 2,000 word write up about the wide receiver prospects.
Fucking new next Ty Dunn over here.
And they did. And they drafted 0 wide. And I just remember sitting there being I'm never doing anything draft related again. We don't know anything.
Yeah. Or when people come out and be like, oh, this pick is absolutely terrible. And then training camp comes and the first site or the first tweet from Matt Schneidman or Andy Herman that's oh, great camp. That tune switches real fucking quick and be like, oh, this guy's going to be so good. You were just saying that was a terrible pick. Sean Clifford, it went from what an awful pick to, hey, maybe he's better than Jordan Love in literally a month. It's guys, let's just not do that this year. Please, for the love of God. They draft them, love them until they fuck up on the field.
I think that had something else to do I think that had to do with something else, Jimmy.
He was a Caucasian.
Of
Of course, Jasmine comes right when I say
that's what
he was a Caucasian.
Hi,
My bad,
Jasmine.
Jas.
Thanks for coming.
And
Hi,
that
Jasmine.
left the show.
No, that 2020 draft, I remember because like it's in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm like, this is what I'm focusing on is all the draft leading up to it. I was doing pack a day every week. I was like, I'm diving into all of it. And I thought I was the smartest son of a bitch in the world, where I'm like, the Packers are going to get Jalen Hurts in the 3rd round. All my mock drafts say he's going to fall in the 3rd round, and they're going to get him. We're going to take Patrick Queen in the 1st round. And yeah, then it was Jordan Love. And I'm like, well, I guess it was fun. The lead up was fun. This all sucks. Todd, who would you like to buy around for?
I'm going to go with Gina, Hope, and Leah Halfley. Hope and Leah, I don't think you're old enough to drink yet, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. Your husband and dad is now the most hated man in Wisconsin. It's going to be a rough ride, regardless of how things go, unless they are the number one defense.
Now.
Yeah. And even if they are the number one defense, anytime they give up a long 3rd down conversion, a touchdown, there's miscommunication and coverage.
Anytime they don't blitz.
Yeah.
That's
like
all
it's going to be a bumpy road for your dad and probably for you guys, thanks to the internet. So best of luck. Welcome to Wisconsin.
You hate your dad.
Yeah. Can't wait till your dad's unemployed again.
Dude, my favorite part of this is
don't get comfortable.
I came into the show knowing nothing about Jeff. Todd comes in like, here's his kids' names. Here's his background.
Well, so Jimmy sent a message and was like, okay, now I got to research this guy. I literally just Jeff Halfley wife. Got it.
Okay. But that was the first when I started typing his name in, it came up Jeff Halfley wife was the
so
first
it
thing.
must have been just after
up.
I searched and I just bumped it up there.
I'm gonna buy around for the Detroit Lions and their fans. Because thank you for continuing the tradition of SOL, same old Lions. Thank you for pooping the bed on national television in front of God and everybody. It was really, really fun to watch somebody else absolutely piss down their leg in a national championship, an NFC championship game. That was fun. And I finally was able to listen to Detroit Talk Sports Radio again for the first time in like almost a month. And Monday was hella fun because, gentlemen, there were multiple people that called into Detroit Talk Sports Radio and said they would have won the game. Buckle the fuck up, gang. They would have won the game if they had Justin Fields as their quarterback. And if the Lions are serious about continuing to compete for a Super Bowl next year, they need to get a proven starter like Justin Fields. That is where Detroit is this week. I feel your pain. It doesn't go away. So have a round on me.
No, that was actually Matt Eberflus calling in. Just get Lions fans to start chanting that. Like, that's a good point. We
got Matt in Chicago. Matt.
I mean, if Fields is gonna leave the Bears, I would love for him to stay in the division. Like, that's ideal.
Waste somebody else's talent. Yeah,
for real, dude. Chucky messaged me on Monday morning.
Monday,
and he was like, "Oh,
Chucky
dude,
from work."
Chucky from work messaged me. Now you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
messaged me. He's like, "This hurts so much." I was like, "Yeah, dude. Yeah, fucking welcome to it. This has been my last like 5 seasons, man." He'd be like, "I'm having nightmares of Josh Reynolds dropping that 4th down pass." I was like, "Okay, Kevin King, onside kick. Do you want me to keep going, dude?"
Future Pro Bowl, Kevin King.
Future Pro Bowl.
Still up, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. Who needs to pay the tab?
Jeff Athlete, get your shit together, man. I don't know what to tell you. You're about to get fired by the majority of Packer fans within the next half of a football game that you coach. So buckle up for that. Pay the tab preemptively. Don't get too comfortable. Keep your shit packed.
Matt, can we clip that and spit for next year? whenever we need to play it.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together, Joe. Okay, when do you think people are going to ask for him to be fired? What week?
I will wait till week 4.
Okay.
I was gonna say, are you asking for a legitimate person saying he should be fired, or like a joke? Because the first drive of preseason is going to come out, and they're going to give up a touchdown, and there's going to be like, oh, time to fire him.
Legitimate overreaction.
Yeah, I think right about after the first month.
Another Joe Barry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
I thought we fired this guy.
I'm kind of excited for it.
It's gonna be awesome.
Corey says when the offense is winning in practice.
That's fair too. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy, who needs to pay the tab this week?
Yeah, I did the Super Bowl grumpies, is I described it. The Chiefs and 49ers, not my ideal matchup. But I've had multiple people. I don't even want to watch this game. Blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. It's our last game for 6-7 months. Like, I put on Twitter, I'm going to have to watch like The Little Giants and other football movies for this offseason because I hate all other sports. And basketball doesn't get interesting until June when the Bucks are in the finals. Like, I just let us have it. Let's enjoy one more game before we're deprived of this beautiful thing and have to convince ourselves the Rock's XFL is a fun product.
It's like the UFL.
Sorry, before the Rock's UFL is a fun product.
Proud season ticket holder. Thank you.
Oh, for real?
Go Panthers!
Michigan Panthers every game, dude.
We're taking home the chip this year.
Where do they play?
Ford Field.
They let them in that. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, okay. Probably
Dude,
not. That's not the worst football product that's been played on that field.
They're gonna kick them out now that they're big time. They're like, guys, we were just in that.
I've got season tickets. I'm like 6th row back corner of the end zone. Bam. Best seats in the house.
Best $20 you ever spent?
It was $50 for both of them. Yes.
For a whole season?
For the whole season.
Shut the fuck. What a great deal. What a great deal.
Dude, and like last year.
How many games is that?
So last year when it was the USFL, we got tickets to 4 Panther games. And then there was like 6 other USFL games that they played at like rotating bases. And they played like 6 games there. So we got those for free. And they literally let us like, if you couldn't make it to one game, you could take those tickets and roll them over into another game for like no cost. It was so dope. It was the best $50 I've ever spent.
Now the Rock's in town. He's saying, "Hey, not anymore. It's $100 and don't even try to roll over shit."
No, I locked in my season ticket holder price. I'm a diehard Panther fan through and through.
You're the OG of it.
Do they have like
I'm the OG.
I want to be the mascot. Sorry. Just come out fucking painted like Tony the Tiger. And that's all I want.
I don't want you to be their mascot. I want you to be their super fan in the stands, face painted, like all in.
Yeah, Emma, Howie gets in for free, and the best part is there's nobody at those games, so you can just let your kids run all over the concourse. It's amazing. So I am going to for my pay the tab, I am going to say Taylor Swift.
Tread lightly.
Taylor Swift needs to
fucking lightly.
Because the report came out this past week that she was only on TV for 44 seconds. And we got to bump those numbers up. I want more Taylor Swift. We do not have enough Taylor Swift at these games. I want a Taylor Swift pregame interview. I want her. Why do we not have
A box in
Taylor
the corner.
Swift mic'd up? I want a Taylor
That'd be
Swift
great. I want a Taylor cam, like up in the corner, just on her the whole game.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Does Taylor want that? I think is the thing we should ask.
Okay. See, I understand. It's consent. I would never ask her this without
Getting pretty
consenting for it. But
sounds like a guy that spent some time working on his AI game over the weekend.
I don't care what it says. I want more Taylor Swift in my football games, especially for the Super Bowl. Give me all of it.
I want more shirtless Jason Kelsey. I don't need AI for that. I just want that on my screen.
I do too.
Dan or Todd, sorry. That was one of my favorite things you've said, honestly.
It took me.
Well, it's been real. Thanks, guys.
I'm out.
Good luck in the future. We'll see you around.
Good night, everybody.
Just kidding. I'm still here, unfortunately, for you guys.
Do you think she performs? What if she just tells Usher, like, hey, I got this today. Get out of here.
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
Guys, there's likely going to be some drama, though, because Usher's manager, who he spends a lot of time with, is Scooter Braun. So Taylor and Scooter Braun are both going to be at the Super Bowl. That could get interesting.
That means nothing to me.
Jimmy.
I'm so sorry.
The internet is free. Dude. The internet is
I don't like not that I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't know. Sorry, Usher. Not today.
I want Taylor Swift to come out and sing yeah. Or
she used Ludacris's part.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah.
Hey now. Katie, she's coming back for the Super Bowl. Don't get it twisted.
Her show gets
They already
done
figured it out.
The night before. The timing works. She'll be there.
I thought Todd's love for Taylor Swift was a bit the first time I saw him wear a Taylor Swift shirt, and then I found out you legit really love Taylor Swift.
She's amazing. Yeah. I don't know what
she's
you want
great.
me to say.
Yeah.
I love the Taylor Swift discourse here. Yeah, well, let's just keep talking. She's
sorry, no, I just true. I don't know. I thought it was a bit. I've said it before. I don't think she's that good or that special, but she's great.
Okay. I don't hate anybody for it. That's fine.
Okay.
If you want to be on the wrong side of
Jason get along
Howard,
though? That's the Taylor question I want to know. Do her and Jason Kelsey get along?
Yeah. I think she fits right in with the Kelsey family.
If they didn't get along, I don't think Jason would have held up a child to see her and to show her side.
Right.
Or don't get along. He's like, hey, I know it's going to piss her off.
Where was Taylor Swift born? Where was she? Where did Taylor Swift grow up? In the Midwest, right?
I don't know. She's a country
singer. Someone.
Tennessee.
Someone. I don't know.
Let's
think
all name a
she was
state.
like
Texas, Oklahoma,
Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Arkansas. Was it really Tennessee, Emma?
No, Matt put in
Pennsylvania.
Too specific.
West Reading.
Oh my God, damn! West Reading? Are you kidding me?
What the Kelseys are from Cleveland Heights. They're all Rust Belt.
No.
See, they're all Midwest trash. So of course they get along well. Spoken as true Midwest trash.
Pennsylvania's Midwest?
That's Rust Belt. Yeah.
I don't count as Midwest.
I'm pretty sure West Reading, I think, is on the west side of the state, even, so it's closer to Ohio. She's practically an Ohioan.
All right, let's move on from this shit. I can't handle it
anymore. Gang, are you ready to reveal our winners of the 2024 Lombardi Awards? Todd's final Lombardi Awards.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot to fill one out.
Jasmine, tomorrow. If the show were tomorrow, we would talk about it.
Yeah,
it's
not his time yet.
It's January still.
Yeah. You guys got 29 days this year. Don't push it too far. That was fucked up. I'm sorry.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is why
Last
Jasmine is
show.
no longer on the show.
My bad.
All right. So, MVP of the season, our first 2024 Lombardi Awards. Gentlemen, who would you pick for your MVP of this past season?
I'm gonna go.
Anyone that wants to jump in.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones. I think just the way that we saw this team come together and start playing at such a high level on offense once he got back and was fully healthy. Like clearly, without him, I don't think this team made the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The one knock on him is just playing time. But again, that's not it. That's injury. That's whatever. But yeah, no, Aaron Jones is a good one. I'm going to stick with what I said at the beginning of the year, and Todd gave me massive shit for it. But Zach Tom, for me, the rocky offensive line, Bakhtiari goes out early. He was the solid part there. He gave up 4 sacks all season. I think he's already solidified himself as a top 10 right tackle in the NFL in his first full year starting. So Zach Tom, I think, has been he's fucking earned it this year for me, especially in the playoffs. He dominated against the Cowboys. Bosa didn't do anything. So I'm going with him.
Dan, you're muted.
Yeah, you silly goose. You muted yourself.
Oh, silly. I think I would lean towards what Todd was saying. Out of this whole offense, like it was really painfully obvious how much this team needed Aaron Jones and the running game. And so I think
can you win it though when you only play half, like not even half the season?
Well, I mean, that's sort of like the MVP conversation every year in like the NBA and stuff is like, you know, if LeBron James on the Cleveland Cavaliers goes out and that team goes to shit, like it kind of proves how valuable he is to the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this, LeBronaholics?
Well, out of the awards, out of the voting, Aaron Jones did receive a couple of votes. Matt LaFleur also received a singular vote. But the runaway winner of MVP this season is Jordan Love. I don't think that's a surprise. It's a quarterback award, the MVP. But
it makes
hard
sense
to argue with that.
It's just my one argument would be that losing streak. There was a moment in time where Jordan Love was not good, and he turned it on at the end of the year. But I feel like MVP just has to be consistency. I just want people to agree with me with Zach Tom, but Jordan Love's a good answer.
All right.
Right tackles traditionally come in really high on the MVP.
Yeah, running backs who play 6 games traditionally win MVP too. So, fuck off, Todd.
All right. So our next award is for the unsung hero. Who is the unsung hero?
I should have looked at that. Could have saved Zach Tom for this part.
Yeah, because that's who I'm going to go with. This is Zach Tom.
Fuck.
So no, I was just saying that to steal him from you. I'm actually going to go with Elton Jenkins. There was a lot of talk about Zach Tom, Rasheed Walker this year, just being young tackles out there. Elton Jenkins just quietly did what Elton Jenkins does, went about his business. I hope he got enough snaps for him to be considered for this award in Jimmy's book. But overall, I think you got to put Elton Jenkins up there.
Jimmy?
This doesn't sound weird because he just got promoted to the Pro Bowl. I just still don't think Kenny Clark gets enough credit. Whether it's, I think Packers fan base, yeah, but I like NFL wide, Kenny Clark for his dominance, especially this year. He had his best season, his 8th season now, like his best one, career high.
Quietly had his best season of his career.
And he does not get enough praise. He should be on all the top 10 defensive lineman things, all that bullshit. Like he's a fucking stud. So I'm going to go with Kenny Clark.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, there are so many I think, potential candidates for this award, and I think the voting really reflects that. I mean, if I'm going to go off the wall and say one, I think Quay Walker has a case for unsung hero. Is think about last year. Whenever you heard Quay Walker's name, it was usually in regards to something going bad, something he was doing wrong. This year, however, he was flying around, making plays, and you could see a huge difference. And yet, just kind of quietly went about his business. And you kind of never really heard from him like one way or the other. And I think he really showed himself as your starting inside linebacker for the foreseeable future. I think Devondre Campbell proved himself out of a job this year. And then with McDuffie coming on, Quay Walker has basically kind of made his case to be the quarterback of the defense moving forward. So
Nate Tice on the Athletic podcast mentioned with Quay of like his rookie year, you could tell there's that like half second delay. This year, there's like a quarter second. Like he's improved, and he's saying next year too. Like it just takes time for inside linebackers. So like, I'm with you. Quay's had an incredible year this year, but even just looking in the future too, like that man is a freak athlete, and he's aggressive, which is what I love. Like there's a bright future for him, and he stepped up a lot this year and didn't cost us any penalties. So no ejections. Great job.
Yeah. I guess you want to say the Lions game on Thursday, but I think that was a bullshit call to even begin with. But anyway, this was the one. It literally everybody except 2 people got more than 1 vote across the board here. Jonathan Owens, Jordan Love, Carl Brooks, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Tom Clemens.
That's a good one, actually.
And somebody put just the punter. Zach Tom did get 2 votes, came in 1 vote behind our winner of the Unsung Hero Award, and that is Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs, your winner.
Friend of show.
Friend of the show. Kenny Clark was on the show. He's unsung because we seem to be the only people that care about him or want him to do well. So
I would sign his shoes for sure.
So our next award, best newcomer, rookie or first year Packer. This one was different this year because like there was almost no like huge free agent signing that's a first year Packer. It was almost entirely rookies. Best newcomer for me, the best newcomer by far has to be Jaden Reed because he wasn't like I don't think anyone was expecting him to be anything more than kind of a role player, and he came out and just set records, like broke wide receiving records of guys that are in the Packer Hall of Fame. That's what he did in his very first year. That's just such a slam dunk draft pick, and I love the kid. He plays so fun. The best newcomer I want to pick the whole fucking draft class, the 2023 draft class.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're
all the answers, but yeah.
I mean, it's just I do know all the answers, but like that's who I have to go with.
No, you can't argue that one. I'm going with another rookie though. Corey put it in the chat. Carrington Valentine for me. I'm on Ramsey Brown on his podcast he does with his brother. Said to just like he talks crazy amount of shit, and he was like impressed on his play, but just see him that like you can see too on the field after any incompletion.
Crazy motherfucker.
Crazy. And I love it so much. Like we always say, the defense needs attitude. Like homeboy has it. He is always in your face. He could have 0 impact on the play. He's a stereotypical corner that will just go right in your face and start saying incomplete when the ball was like 15 yards uncatchable anyways. Like that is Carrington Valentine, and I absolutely love it. Next year, just with him and hopefully a healthy Jair Alexander, it's it's going to be nice. Like he's going to be good and just bring some more attitude and trash talk to that secondary because we lost Razul, who we know does it. So a nice little fill in there.
They're going to get Razul back as a free agent. Don't worry. The Bills are going to cut him. They don't have money for him. We're going to get him back.
Yeah, I think you guys both have good ones there. Dontavian Wicks is another guy that needs to be brought up.
Yeah.
Just I don't think anybody expected anything out of him. And to come out and play the way that he did this year, the separation he's able to get, just incredible. So throw him on the list too.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think you literally could go down just the entire 2023 draft class and say, here's share the award. Everyone gets one. But the by far and away winner here,
Anders Carlson.
We did have one vote for Anders Carlson.
That was Todd being an asshole.
No, that was Pickett just being such a nice guy.
Yeah. Guys, come on, give him a chance.
Wicks, Tucker Kraft got a couple of votes thrown in there, but like I said, the far and away winner for this award is Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
I think well deserved. Like I said, I think you could have named any of those. You have no problem with any of them.
All right. Can we go to that real quick? My last three: Dobbs, Walker, Tucker Kraft. They all. My jersey curse is broken. Let's just leave it there. We're done. Just like the third rounder thing's broken, this is broken. I can buy whatever I want. Yes, Todd, as your last show, you're granting that to me?
No, I'm not going to get on board with that. And I just can't wait for you guys to interview people to replace me and Jimmy just being like, so do you think like curses, like somebody just like buying jerseys of people who get hurt or leave? Like, that's not a real thing, is it? Right?
My first thing is going to be like, hey, say something nice about me. And if they can, they're in. I need a change, Todd. That's all it's going to take.
Yeah, it's a good point. Jimmy's nuts are broken. We need to be nice to him.
Yeah.
No.
Our next award, biggest surprise. Usually, we count this award as like a good or a bad. Your biggest surprise, one way or the other. I think it was pretty clear this year. Pretty much all the surprises were just good surprises. So, who is your biggest surprise this year, Todd?
I'm gonna go with Rasheed Walker for this one.
That's a good pick.
You can still pick Zach Tom, don't worry.
Shout out.
We assumed Bakhtiari was going to be the starting left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work out. There was a point in time where Walker was rotating with Yash because he wasn't playing well and they had to figure something out. They stuck with him knowing that Yash isn't going to be with the team moving forward. Find out what you have in Walker. And I think they found their left tackle of the future.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can't argue with that. It's just another testament to kind of, you can question some of the drafts, the previous drafts of Brian Gutekunst, but you have to admit the guy picks out offensive line talent really fucking well.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I was gonna go Walker. I'm gonna go option number 2. I need to preface it with he was not outstanding, but from expectation to what he did, I gotta say Darnell Savage. I thought he was gonna be an absolute fucking reliability in that second. Just target him nonstop. He sucks. He actually made some tackles. I will not forget that hit on Brandon Cooks in the Cowboys game where I was like, holy shit, did Darnell Savage hit somebody? I'm gonna go him. Obviously made some mistakes, the dropped interception. The week before he had a pick 6. Like he missed that tackle on McCaffrey a game too. Like again, he was not perfect, but just from last season getting benched, coming back, playing decent to our safety position is going to be such a struggle to him. Like we actually missed him when he missed games, which I never thought would have been something I said in the year 2023/2024. So I'm going to go Savage.
Do you think he's back next year?
No.
I don't think so. I think it depends. It really all depends. Like we need cheap contracts because I know we don't have Rodgers hit this year. But we still don't have that much cap room.
I think it depends on what role they want him to play. Because Halfley, from what everyone kind of is talking about, he runs a lot of single high safety stuff. He's not Savage isn't a center field safety that covers all that ground. He needs to be in the box. So if he's willing to come down and be kind of a specialty nickel role player, yeah,
which he kind of thrives in more than anyway.
I would love to see Savage come down and get in the box.
Yeah.
What if
that was a bit of a stretch, Todd?
What as a replacement for Nixon? Like if Nixon doesn't come back, because he's going to get a higher contract offer because of his return ability. Like,
sure.
Could we see him possibly as a cheap replacement for him? Is a possibility for him to come back, but I don't know. We have Anthony Johnson, Jonathan Owens. I know is a possibility to bring back. He wasn't fantastic, but he was another person who played better than I expected. I don't know. Zane Anderson apparently is a real person, but he's a special teamer.
Yeah, I think whoever's your starting safety this year, I don't think they're on the team right now. I think it's going to be a free agent or it's going to be a rookie. My biggest surprise, if we're talking about sort of expectation versus production, I'm going to go with fellow Falcon Carl Brooks.
What's your thing? Talons up or something?
Talons up. As a guy from the MAC, I think there's always this expectation of, yeah, you dominate against that talent, but can you do it in the NFL? And he came in and was instantly better than Dean Lowry has ever been.
That's not
in
hard.
His career. I understand that, but
Lowry had one good year, and then we kept around way too long.
But like, for a guy that comes in with so much to prove, and I think based on his draft position, where he went to school, all of that, the history, I think to come out and play the way that he did is really impressive, especially among kind of a crowded defensive line, interior pass rush kind of group. He stood out. And so I would give my vote to him. This was another one, again, a lot of different options. Carl Brooks was on there, Tucker Kraft, Musgrave, Wicks, Carrington Valentine, Bo Melton, who's not actually a rookie or a newcomer.
We're on the biggest surprise.
Yeah, silly goose.
What did I say?
You said it wasn't a rookie or a
That's
newcomer.
right. We are. Okay. So, all right, Bo Melton can stay there. That's fine. The winner, though, was a different wide receiver, and that is Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks, your biggest surprise this year, which I think Todd, or I think it was Jimmy in the previous one kind of hinted at. Yeah, like you could.
No, that was me.
Was it you, Todd?
Yeah. It was smart. It was me.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's fair.
I think a biggest surprise that just revealed itself is that Jimmy is off the Tucker Kraft train, completely skunked on his back.
I just knew the
Not
second
once
I picked
did he vote for Tucker
the
Kraft.
second I picked Tucker Kraft or
Wasn't
something,
a surprise.
Like,
wasn't a best newcomer. Not an unsung hero.
Yeah,
I can see not voting him for MVP.
In a game, I get a text from you. Your boy's an idiot. That's all I get from you. The second, I didn't want to bring him up in this.
How hard is it to go out of bounds?
Ask Aaron Jones and Patrick Taylor. I don't know. They struggle with it
also
too.
Idiots in that situation.
Yeah, that was your MVP. Just throwing it out there.
That was years ago.
All right, let's move on. We got three awards left to hand out. Best game of the season. What was your best game of the season, guys?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Glorious day.
It had to, like, in the playoffs, in Jerry World, a young team that, like, the sentiment from a lot of us was just like, we're just happy to be here. Like, holy shit, this team made the playoffs. That's amazing. We didn't see that coming 5 weeks ago. And for them to be there and then just to beat the shit out of them like they did, like that was nice.
Yeah. No surprise. It was the Cowboys game, and I realized that picture is from
It's
last year's Cowboys
It's
game.
always appropriate.
Yeah, you
but
hold those nuts, dude.
Hold my nuts, man. Has to be. Yeah, Andy, Saints game was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. That was
or
great
the
game to
Lions
see
on
with.
Thanksgiving.
That was
a good one, too.
So the other games
Chiefs game
were
because we got to see Taylor.
so the Lions Thanksgiving game was the second runner up. We also had one vote for the Saints and one vote for Week 1 against the Bears.
That's
So.
nice. Start off strong.
Our best guest of the season. Who was your guys' favorite guest of the year?
Had to be probably having my best friend Tom Grassi on.
Yeah, second best friend. Whatever. Yeah, he was cool. I guess whatever. If you like people.
Tom was a lot of fun to have on. Tom was we had a lot of really great ones at the beginning of the season. Andy, Wes, Matt.
We had some great ones at the end of the season too. Shout out Tyler and Monty.
Tyler, that was.
We don't have to mention Greg because his internet's still probably not working.
See, the problem with Monty and Tyler is that they kind of like split the vote between them, and so if it had been one or the other, probably have a better shot. But running away with best guest of the year, guys, someone we did not mention.
Okay.
Mike Daniels.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he was on for a second.
That was
a good
banger.
Yeah.
He scared me.
He had us all fired up.
I was fucking pumped, man.
I messaged him after Joe Barry got fired and asked if he was available. All he said was ha ha ha, and so I don't think he put his name in the ring. But I was trying because we needed him, man. That was the most nervous I was for an interview in such a long time.
Same. Be real, Jimmy. Was there a period at the end of the ha 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 ha? Did he get like very like don't fucking text me again?
No, we're boys. Nope. Then he said,
all
"Let's
right,
talk," and that was it.
Guys, the big kahuna.
It's gonna be
Show
Todd.
MVP.
Let's just get to it. It's Todd. It has to be.
Are you sure?
Yes. I don't know.
I want to preface this, and I will
Matt?
show you the results. But we had a tie for show MVP this year.
Matt and Todd. God damn it. Fuck you guys. Pieces of shit.
Hit refresh. Hit refresh on the phone.
Swear to God. Jimmy, you
Zero?
didn't get a single vote.
Okay.
I'm about to fill out a fucking ballot.
No. Jimmy, this goes along with what you said. You missed
Producer Matt
half,
got two.
Jimmy, you missed half the fucking season.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude.
Ding, 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 ding.
I
was
busy.
I wish.
Kelsey, what is your beef with me, Kelsey? I met you one time, apparently. Again, that was alleged. I don't remember it.
Did Jasmine get more votes than Jimmy?
Jasmine did not get any votes. I'm sorry to say, Jasmine. Sorry.
Hey.
On this Black History Month Eve, I am very sorry.
Our guest see color, I guess.
So those are your Lombardi award winners. I did ask in the questionnaire who should be the new defensive coordinator. Nobody said Jeff Hafley. Lots of other options. None of them were that. Some fun things that people said that was nice to us, that they love the show and the community so much. Best season yet. The new producer was an upgrade. Thank you, Matt. We have apparently, quote, our finger on the pulse of Packers Nation. And it's better than Peter Bukowski's podcast. So,
well, no shit on that one, but the finger on the pulse part's not true. I can do what Peter does, just read other people's tweets and fucking put them out there too.
Matt, you got 2 votes. So you came in a close.
Dan and I have our fingers on the pulse. Jimmy has his thumb in his ass.
Hey, man. Pleasure's pleasure.
Hey, I
my
think
dude.
that's actually if I remember, I think that's actually a pretty good spot to get a pulse reading, is inside someone's
But not with your thumb,
butthole.
because your thumb has its own pulse.
That's true.
I just divide it by 2 then.
That's true. We started with Jimmy's balls and we ended with his butthole.
That's where we
like
want to be, boys. That's
feels
where
like
we
a
wanna be.
pretty great way to end the episode. Corey, I think we're going to take a pretty big break heading into the off season. I think we'll look to go closer to like around the start of the draft season, closer to that. So as always, make sure that you are following us on all of our social media at Game On WI. Like the show, subscribe to the show on YouTube so you get notified anytime that we go live, in case there's some big emergency that we have to jump on for, and any of our other shows on the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel. Before I throw it to you guys, I just want to say that, yeah, I think this was probably my favorite season so far with you guys. The team was a hell of a lot of fun, and I think it made it really fun to get to come on here and talk with you guys every single week. And honestly, just another shout out to everybody in the chat, because without you guys, the show becomes a lot less fun. You guys made it popping in the chat this year. It was a hell of a lot of fun to see that. So thank you to everybody that watched, and thank you to you guys, especially you, Todd. Sorry that we scared you off into early podcast retirement.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the apology for that. It's not enough to keep me around, but it's appreciated. Shout out to, like Dan said, everybody in the chat, everybody checking in weekly. The messages that we all get, phenomenal hearing from you guys. It's been a blast. Dan, Jimmy, it's been awesome on this ride with you guys. Producer Nick, when he was still here, producer Matt now. It's been a
Jasmine.
blast.
See,
Jasmine for the 5 minutes
you,
she was
Jasmine.
here. No, it's been awesome. It was cool. The number of people that we've been able to meet and chat with on here, it's been phenomenal. So it was awesome. Appreciate it.
I fucking hate you, but I love you.
Love you too, dog.
I hate this. It was fun. It's crazy. Like we said after the last show, it's crazy. It's been season 4 already. This year was a fucking roller coaster. And even towards the end, there's always that part of like, not burnout, but just like, I don't know. I'm weird and hate having shit on my calendar. But now, like this episode where I'm like, I know we have a fucking end to it now for months, and Todd's not coming back. It's, fucking sucks. But love you. It was been fun. Dan, you're stuck with me still. I apologize. Kelsey, sorry.
Yeah. And a shout out also specifically to Jasmine and producer Matt, because this show it runs so much differently when somebody is helping us run things behind the scenes, and it definitely has helped elevate the show, and you guys were a huge part of that. So truly appreciate you guys. Again, everyone that watched all season long, thank you so much. Make sure you're following us at all of our socials as well. Jimmy's right there. Mine at DK all the way. Todd, fall into his DMs. You'll find him.
Yeah. Anything remotely feminine.
Yeah. For one last time, for producer Matt, for Jimmy, for Todd, I'll be bartender Dan saying cheers, everybody. And as always, go Pack Go.